May profits be upon you. We're going to go over the forecast that I posted on Saturday and Sunday. Uh, this will cover about 19 uh, 19 assets, 19 charts. And, we're just going to go over it, and we're going to go over it in 20 minutes. And I got a minute to do each one. So let's go. All right. First, we're starting out with the S&P. What did we go? What did we mention? Well, that price would possibly find this demand zone and continue higher. Possibly, we were looking for some fair value gaps to maybe develop here, right? So we can have something for price to come back to and seek higher prices. Well, Trump had a different idea, and he announced today that the tariffs are going to start tomorrow, Canada and Mexico and all, and prices just took a nosedive. But what I want you to make note of is that we are still within this demand zone. And you see where it closed. It closed high in the demand zone. Doesn't mean price won't go lower, all right? Because right below it is this, is this smooth edge. All right, the smooth edge for liquidity. Price could come down here and then make that high, head up towards these highs up here for the all-time high. I'm looking for price to hold, whether it holds or folds. All right, if we're going to go for this liquidity low, and then we're likely to hit these lows. But I'm looking for it to hold, and I'm looking for it to find the support for higher prices. All right. This respect wick here is giving me bullish indications. So we'll see how it goes. All right. We'll look at NASDAQ next. NASDAQ, we were looking for the same thing, and Trump tariffs announcement kind of threw the party off. All right. Got King crashing down into this demand. You see where it closed. It did not close below the demand. Doesn't mean we're not going to head towards this low resistance liquidity run here, and these lows over here. These relative equal lows. Uh, this is a very big draw, and it makes sense for a price to come down lower before finding support to go higher. So, this area for both of these indices go under the big blue eye, and we're just going to watch. We're going to watch tomorrow and see how things unfold. If we look at the Dow, kind of a different scenario. You can see that price hit that liquidity trend line, right? But what I was watching was for the reaction to this demand zone. It's not a demand zone; it's a fair value gap. All right, a daily fair value gap, no less. All right, and you can see price held above it, without closing too far into it, just like it reacted to the demand zones on the NASDAQ and the S&P. All right, what I was watching was here. Price did take out this high. Price did take out the previous Friday's high, right? Spiked above it, and we see that there was a respect being shown. That's what the eye was there for, to see if it would be the weekly fair value gap would be shown respect. And you can see price took that dive, coinciding with the Trump announcement. Now, if we look at the weekly, we can see that that weekly fair value gap that was there is what held, and we can see that it did take the low, the previous Friday's low. So we took the high, we took the low. Where are we going from here? Price closed back within the range of this. It didn't close yet. This is a weekly candle. I'm sorry, but you can see it's pushing back up within the range. If it closes like that, then we know that next week there's a good chance that we're going to see a bullish week. But right now, what are we watching to see if the demand zone holds here at this liquidity line, and maybe we can see higher prices. If we look at oil, we can see that I showed last in the video forecast that we've hit the push up and the pull down push up, pull down, pushed up, pull down. We make lower highs and lower lows, and that has not stopped. And we have a new area of fair value for price to come back into and then drop. So I am definitely still bearish on this, and where we're heading towards these lines of liquidity here, relative equal lows and whatnot. That is our draw on liquidity. So maybe a push up back into this area of fair value, and then we can drop. All right. If you notice, we have an area of fair value, a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap developing here. This candle has not closed yet. It just opened. So it's developing. So we'll see how it develops, but I'm looking for price to push back up and then down. All right. If we go to gold, what did I point out? I pointed out this golden line. This is where we have the sell to buy. All right. This is our area of fair value. Price pushed up and came back to this area of fair value, and we see the push up from there. All right. That bullish, that white bullish candle. All right. I pointed out that we have this area of supply right there, and price pushed up into it on Friday. I was looking for price to push down from it. It did. We did have a bearish reaction, but then we see the respect being shown. What? This weekly fair value gap here in gold. If we just take a peek at it, you can see that was where'd it go? Here it is. That's not it. I thought we had a weekly fair value gap. Hold on now. I might be losing my mind. All right. This was I'm sorry. This was a failed, filled bearish fair value gap that was not respected, but we did go into the so that gets eliminated. But we did go into the area of supply, and we did have a bearish reaction. But the bulls have come back into this market and pushed up. All right. So what am I looking for? What did I talk about in the video? I said this area of supply, where price pushed it on a Friday. I'm looking for it to pull down. That's all. And what are we getting? We're getting just that. We have a push up into it, and then we have the beginnings of a start to pull down. And I'm not looking at this weekly fair value gap anymore because we've gone through it. So I'm looking for price to continue down, and I have my eye on it. I'm looking for price to come back into this large sell to buy area here and continue down to this monthly fair value gap. If we look at silver, similar situation. You can see that we are pushing higher. We're in a bullish channel, right? And I pointed this out in my last two weekends of videos that we are still bullish. Look, this is the low. That's the swing low. That's the swing high, right? We have a bullish break of structure here. Boom. What are we looking for? Price to pull back into what? Demand. All right. Demand. We're looking for price to find that area of demand to push higher. All right. Because we're going to what? The top of this channel. We want to end up taking that high out. All right. So price is pushed up, pulled back, pushed up, pulled back. I'm looking for it to continue higher. All right. And we are reacting right now here to this area of demand. I'm looking for prices to move higher. That's why I had the eye there. I was watching for this reaction. If price had continued down to it, we probably would be taking out that swing low. But we had a bullish reaction, so we are pulling back. And on the lower time frames, this is going to be a nice setup for a buy. If we look at platinum, I told you I didn't like platinum too much because it's moving sideways. Now, I told you to divide it. This is the tool. We got the top area up here and the bottom area up here. 25%. All right, this is what I'm using, just so that you know. It's God dog it, man. All right, this is my 25% tool, right? And it just divides the area. You put at the top of a range and the bottom of a range. Top 25% of the range, bottom 25% of the range, you have 50% in the middle. This is where you do not want to take a trade because you'll get chopped up. All right. Wait till price comes up to the top or wait till price comes down to the bottom, 25%. You understand? If you want to take a screenshot of my settings, you can do it now. There you go. All right. Where are we at? Price came all the way down to the bottom to the 25% and did what? This is our Monday candle. All right. This is our Monday candle. Could it continue higher? It certainly could. Could do exactly like it did here. It could do exactly like it did here. Just push. Right? Push higher. This 25% line is a good area to look for buys. All right. Now, price pushes up higher. I look for a break of structure. That's what I would look for, a market structure shift. We can push up like this, then pull back, then push up. That means we have two areas of a market structure shift. This is on the pullback. This is magic for me. I usually take that to the upside. Two market structure shifts in a row. Yeah, I'm going to take that in a range. Okay. This is a copper, and copper. What did I mention? I mentioned that overall we're still bullish. You can see how the the trend is to the upside, right? And price formed this area, this sell to buy area, and pushed higher. We return back to that sell to buy area, and I'm looking for price to push higher. Why do I have this 50% tool here? All right, because we dip below the equilibrium of this the what is this, premium and discount. You want to take your sells from premium, you want to take your buys from discount, right? This is the 50% area. This demand zone happened to be uh, aligned with that 50%. This is a great area to start looking for buy setups. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, and we'll see if we can get one. All right. Now we're to the U.S. dollar. All right, we're getting into the FX pairs. All right, and what did I tell you? What I tell you? We had that reaction, that initial reaction from that big supply from the weekly and monthly areas. We pushed back up, did not take out the high, and we've been pushing down since. Now on Friday, sorry, the end of last week. I don't know what's going on with my mouse. All right. You see that price pushed up into this fresh area of supply, untested, and we had a big old drop off today. Boom. All right. This is classic. This is what I was looking for. That's why that eye was there. I wanted to see how price reacted to the supply, and it reacted exactly how I wanted. I wanted to see how it would react to, I don't know why this mouse is driving me nuts right now. We wanted to see how price would react to this demand, this area of demand, this bullish fair value gap. It just totally disrespected it, and probably going to get one on. I'm sorry, what the heck just happened there? All right, we're probably going to get uh, what do you call it? A bearish fair value gap there now. All right, which is great. All right, you can say that we're going to invert this fair value gap here because this becomes a balanced price range, right? And price would probably push up into this and bounce down, but that's not the way I trade. I'll look at this as an individual fair value gap when it does develop, or when this candle does close, then I'll look at it and look for price to bounce into it and then continue, down. All right, and we have our objectives here. All right, these draws on liquidity. How are we doing? 5 minutes left. All right, let's see if we can get through this. The euro is just the opposite. All right, you can see, if you remember from the video, that I was looking for price here. We got a tilted eye there. I don't know why it's tilted. I can't straighten it out. All right. So uh, it disrespected. I was looking for it if it would disrespect or respect this bearish fair value gap as price was going into this area of fair value, hitting specifically this demand zone here. Well, we see the answer, and I'm looking for price to continue higher because that's the way that I think it's going. Because I think this push down was a Trump, a news induced candle, and I think those things tend to be temporary. And you can see the answer to it. This was a direct correction to that news candle, the way it went down today. So I'm looking for the euro to outperform the US dollar in that sense. We got a pound. We're looking at the pound right now. I was looking at this weekly fair value gap right here. All right. I pointed it out. I said it's a thin one, but it's right above a daily fair value gap. What did it do? Look at the price. You tell me what it did. It jetted right up. All right. Boosted. All right. And I'm looking for price to, you see how it took out the highs of the previous weekly high. And I think that the next objective is the high here and this high as well. All right. I'm looking for prices to continue higher. Yes, I am. All right. If we look at the Aussie dollar is the weakest out of the majors, and you can see how precipitous that drop was. You like that word, precipitous? You can see how precipitous that drop was. But what we have to realize is here is the move. Price pushed down, pushed up, broke structure, and we are pulling back into this bullish leg of structure. All right, that means we could be turning around at any point to continue higher as price moves. It makes a high, a higher high, a higher low, and a higher high. We're going to see if price comes down into these into these lows here for liquidity, but I have my eye on this bearish fair value gap and to see if it will be respected. There is lower goals over here that price might want to take out that low. I look at that as we move to the New Zealand dollar because New Zealand dollar is too close to this low for it not to take it. All right. And you can see there was a precipitous drop here as well. Sorry. I don't know what's going on with my mouse. Oh, I hit the Excel button. There it goes. That's better. All right. So I'm looking for price to either respect the fair value gap here, the bearish fair value gap here, and continue lower down to these lows. All right. But bear in mind we are tapping demand right now, and prices has just missed. Price has just missed the this low here. All right. It makes sense because it's so close in proximity that price may want to charge these lows. But we'll see how it works out. We will see. I want to keep my eye on how price reacts to the fair value gaps and if it respects it. All right. This is the Canadian dollar here. All right. We are running out of time, and I do not want to rush this. All right, because I do want to go over the Canadian dollar futures. Then want you to take a peek at the US dollar CAD FX pair. Then the Swiss franc, the US dollar Swiss, then the Japanese yen. Yeah, I can do a part two to this video. Would you like a part two? Make sure you write it in your video in your comments. You know, if you want to see that, that'd be great. I hook you right up because I don't want to rush this. So we'll stop at the New Zealand dollar, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know what just happened there. All right, I will see you in the next video. Okay, it's still doing that. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, so I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. May profits be upon you. I hope you enjoyed the updates and we'll see what happens with these pairs in the next video.